In the past, Xander Schauffele would not have had any hesitation in tearing apart a governing body or expressing his thoughts and feelings on any issue that was brought up. He had a personality that was larger than life. Now, he's making a concerted effort to avoid saying anything that would be construed as overly contentious. At the very least, according to the perspective of this writer, we have a weakened version of Phil. It's possible that this is due to the impending legal proceeding. However, this could also be the effect of the therapy he's required to undergo in order to work on his deficiencies, as he called it. Recent events have shown that he was successful in inserting this not-so-subtle insult. Hello everyone, and welcome to another video. Today, we'll be looking at how Xander Schauffele reacted to recent Phil Mickelson news. Yeah, you heard it right. So, let's start our video. In the world of golf, there's no way to avoid acknowledging the fact that LIV Golf has created more than just a ripple. Money is without a doubt going to be one of the more primary topics of discussion during this ordeal. In all fairness, this is perhaps the only topic up for debate. It is obvious that Phil Mickelson believed that players were not getting their fair share of the prize money. In his now famous remarks on Alan Shipnuck of the Fire Pit Collective, he stated that he believed the tour was illegally retaining players' money while talking about their reserves. This became one of his most famous statements. In addition to a substantial television contract, PGA Tour Commissioner Jay Monahan acknowledged that some of the big prize money will come from the organization's existing funds, which raises the question, was Mickelson correct? Recently, Xander Schauffele made an appearance on Golf's Drop Zone podcast, where he discussed Lefty and shared his thoughts. The American, now 28 years old, has been strongly connected to a possible move to LIV. However, it would appear that he's not going anywhere, at least for the time being. I think recent articles come out where people were like, well, he isn't too far off, he just said some unsavory things. It's unfortunate that he wasn't able to get his point across, or his point was taken kind of aggressively. Not out of context, but without him really knowing. It's sort of every player's nightmare. I guess that's why we get scared to talk to you guys. He continued, he said what he said, so in terms of feeling bad for him, it's hard. But at the same time, whether he was emotional and behind closed doors, that's one thing. He knew it would take something drastic, and he had to pick which side of the fence he wanted to be on. He's been such a staple on the PGA Tour, and such a staple in our game of golf. That's it. I don't hold anything against him, or think of him much differently, regardless of what people have written about him. The main points he was trying to make, and what he really wanted in his vision, maybe we're living it out now on the PGA Tour. It's unfortunate that he isn't a part of that, because this is what he wanted. Phil Mickelson and other top players are withdrawing from an antitrust lawsuit against the PGA Tour Inc. over their suspension for participating in Saudi Arabia-backed LIV Golf events. Mickelson filed a voluntary dismissal in federal court in California on Tuesday. He had previously said that he was considering withdrawing from the case because LIV is now suing the PGA itself. In a separate filing on Tuesday, Taylor Gooch, Hudson Swafford, and Ian Poulter also withdrew. The August 3rd lawsuit, originally filed by 11 players, called the PGA an entrenched monopolist with a vice grip on professional golf, and said its suspension of LIV players serves no purpose other than to cause harm to players and foreclose the entry of the first meaningful competitive threat the tour has faced in decades. LIV joined the players' suit later in August. The Saudi-backed golf tour offers players much larger prizes than similar PGA events, but has been heavily criticized by human rights activists as an attempt to sports wash the kingdom's image in the wake of the murder of journalist Jamal Khashoggi and its military intervention in Yemen. U.S. District Judge Beth Lamson Freeman in August rejected a request by Gooch, Swafford, and Matt Jones to lift their PGA suspensions so they could participate in the FedEx Cup playoffs, saying their claims about LIV's superior business model undercut their claims of injury. If LIV Golf is elite golf's future, what do they care about the dust-collecting trophies of a bygone era? Freeman asked. The judge added that she'll need to see more evidence and arguments before deciding the underlying antitrust issues in the case. LIV's challenge to the PGA is facially appealing, but may have fundamental flaws. She has scheduled a trial for January 2024. And that's all for today's video. What are your thoughts on this? Let me know in the comment section down below. I hope that you found this video interesting, and if you want to see more videos like this, please consider subscribing to my channel. See you in the following video with some more of the latest updates, and until then, stay tuned.